Okay, I want to make a video showing how to use Mixamo with Blender because Mixamo is just an awesome resource with tons of animations. And, of course, Blender is just your super Swiss Army knife. Um, yeah, so if you just have some models, you can quickly get some movement going. You can bring your models to life. So let me just start from scratch here. Okay, what I want to show you in this video, it's just part one of three, is how to import FBXs to uh, how to organize stuff into collections in the outliner window. That's the upper right hand corner. And then just in case you import your FBX into Blender, if your textures aren't showing up, how to relink them. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of that cube. I'm going to start by importing an FBX file and okay, there it is. Okay. Let's import my second one. All right. So I got two characters in here. They're overlapping one another, and I'm looking in the upper right hand corner in the outliner window, and I can see I can select armatures. There's armature and then armature.001. Kind of confusing. What I like to do is immediately just start renaming everything so it's more organized, and it's going to help if I can actually see the textures. Okay, so the first armature I brought in is this mouse character, so I'm just going to give it the right name so it's easy to identify. And then the second armature I brought in is the cat. Okay, I can easily just move this armature. I've got it selected. Hit GY, just push them back a little bit. All right. If you just select an armature in the outliner window, because the model is parented to the armature, you can move around the armature and everything will follow. Um, but if you just hide the armature, it doesn't actually hide the model. You'd have to collapse this window open and then also hide this model, which is called default. Okay, I probably could rename this to make it more clear. All right. And that's kind of annoying. I'd rather be able to just hide the visibility of one eyeball icon with one click and hide everything. So why don't I just move this into its own collection? Okay, right click, new collection, and I'll just call this. All right, I've got a collection here, and you would think you can just like drag and drop stuff, but unfortunately, if you just drag the armature over, it'll leave your model behind. So you can hold Control or Command and just select both the model and the armature and then drag that in. Okay, let me hit undo. Another thing you could do is right click over the armature and select the whole hierarchy. Um, and you could drag it into the new collection. Or just to move things into new collections, you can hover over the 3D view and hit the letter M as in move. And then I just want to move that into a new collection. And now that I've got organization with collections, I can simply just click once on an eyeball if I want to just focus on one character at a time. Okay, so organizing into collections is really useful, and I just showed a couple of different ways to do that. You can drag and drop or use the letter M. Okay, how to relink a texture? Well, those textures were there, so let me show a situation where you don't have textures. So I'm just going to import an FBX file uh, from a folder where there was no existing texture. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to tap Z and switch to material preview. Oh no, it's purple, no texture. All right, so let's jump into the shading tab and I'm clicking on my model. Let's go to the material menu. Okay, we got a material, but of course there's image nodes. I'm going to hit Control spacebar to maximize the node editor here. And we can see that there's a texture connected to base color and another texture connected to alpha for some transparency. We don't actually need this one here. So if you hold down control and right mouse drag, you can cut a pipe. Okay, we don't need those nodes. And to relink a texture, you simply need to just click on this folder icon and navigate to wherever that texture is. Okay, so let's see, that was 364. Okay, looks good. If for some reason your texture looks really, really pale, just change the color space to sRGB. Okay, all right. In part two of using Mixamo with Blender, I'm going to show how you can adjust weights and stuff. So let me give you an example here real quick. Yeah, see the whiskers here, kind of messed up. So watch part two to find out how I fix that.